We're here speaking with Alison Klie, who is a city council candidate in this upcoming civic election in Kamloops. Alison, are there any social justice causes you're personally active in, or at least interested in?
I like doing a lot of fundraising runs and stuff because I really like getting out in nature and getting active. So I'll do like the coldest night of the year walk. I like to do that one, and then I'll do a lot of walks for breast cancer and sort of cancer research. A lot of that is really a lot in my background and family, so getting more money for the cancer research funds are always great, especially prostate cancer as well. So I'll do things like Tough Mudder and all those stuff, big big active event races, and it's really fun.
Okay. Do you support a living wage for all working people?
I definitely do. I have, being only 25, I have a lot of friends who are currently working in minimum wage jobs, and seeing what they're going through is it's really important to me to see them actually be able to have a much higher quality of life. So,
okay. Food banks first appeared in Canada in the early 80s, and their usage has only increased since then. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think also knowing about them has helped, because just having that knowledge out there, knowing that there is some place that you can go and get a meal if you don't have one, is really important, and getting out that information has, I believe, helped it. And then even just people being more willing to ask for help is super important to that. And then just, the destigmatizing of needing help is probably what did it.
What do you think is council's role when faced with epidemics like the fentanyl crisis or the lack of affordable housing?
I think we need to do whatever we can to help in the cause way. So what it is that brought people to go do those things. So we're already doing a great job in helping those. We have a lot of programs, a lot of stuff for those who are already got to the point where they're into drug use and they're homeless and that kind of stuff. What we need to do is we need to focus on also helping those who are getting there. So children of lower income families, children that are just getting kind of shuffled through school until they end up on the streets with no skills, and then they turn to those same things. And those of us who can't afford houses, after a while you end up paying such astronomical rates, then you end up not being able to afford a house anymore. And it's really something that we need to get more active in, fixing the cause as well as treating the symptoms.
Okay. What would you do on council to help eliminate homelessness?
I would start working on pushing forward the applications for larger building projects, as well as projects like the low-income housing on Mission Flats Road. Like, that's a great project. It's a great location as well. Nice wide open. We could always throw up more there too if we do need it. And so affordable housing for those who have jobs, and then low income housing for those who maybe don't and who are trying to get back into society.
What do you think is a city councilor's job when faced with controversial development projects like Ajax?
I think it's their job to hear all of the sides of an argument. So you have to be open and willing to hear even sides that you maybe don't initially agree with, because a lot of times you'll hear points that you maybe didn't understand before. And so, you're just hearing and listening, but at the end of the day, City Council didn't have all that much sway on a project like Ajax, and the Kamloops didn't know that. And so everybody blamed them for a lot of stuff, and everybody got really angry because nobody actually knows how much pull they had with a project like that. You can come out and you can speak about it and you can lobby, but at the end of the day, it wasn't Kamloops' decision, it was the larger government's decision.
What do you think is a reasonable income for a top earner in our society?
Not a couple $1 million a year, that's for sure. Honestly, I think the top income, like maybe $5 million. If you're not paying your lowest employees at least, like, I'd say probably $40,000 a year, like, as far as being able to afford houses and like a good, decent way of life, then you shouldn't be making any more than $5 million a year, because nobody really needs that much money.
And who do you think should be earning these top incomes?
Well, honestly, the people who work towards it definitely, like you earned it, you made your way up the company. If you built the company, that works, but as far as the other people, you have to think about the employees, because they devalue what an employee is worth, and their worth is what keeps your company going, and by treating them badly, you're just making a worse and worse company, and you're feeding into a system that is going to fail. Capitalism right now is failing because there's creating a larger wage gap, and so the more money that they want, they're robbing their employees, and that's really wrong. So I think if you get the right people up top, they'll want to help those below them.
What are your thoughts on the current state of public transit and transportation infrastructure in Kamloops?
Well, I think that we need to focus on maximizing our ability to get buses where they need to be. We need to work on only having the right size buses for the right jobs. I live up in Pineview, and my husband takes the bus downtown every single day. And a lot of the days he ends up on a full-size bus with 3 other people. And there's only 1 bus an hour up to Pineview. So why wouldn't we shrink that down to one of the smaller sized buses and have 3 runs instead of 1 with a big bus? So maximizing those kind of things and making sure that we can get the larger buses where we need them and have more circuits would definitely be important.
What do you hope Kamloops will look like in 20 years?
Oh, shining city of the future. I'd really like to see more high-density living downtown Kamloops. I'd love to see a performing arts center, or as we like to call it, the Kamloops Concert House, because I feel like that was a better name and would have probably attracted more positive views to it. But something like that, like even maybe a closed down street in downtown so we can have it always be open for strictly pedestrian walking, have it really be a vibrant, beautiful downtown center surrounded by this lovely rural community. I think it would be really cool.
Once elected, what will be your top priority? Are there any burning issues you want to see resolved or addressed?
Well, I have my short-term one, which is actually increasing transparency and community engagement. So people can read and they can find and they can easily find out what it is that the council is talking about. And then that will, in turn, engage the community more. People will know when these forums are being held. They will know when they can come out and vote for different projects around the city. Because right now, people just don't know. That information is not easily accessible. And in the age of the internet, if you can't find it in the first page of Google, you stop looking. So.
All right, great. Thank you, Alison.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.